Now for our feature story of the day, yo. Bitcoin about to mimic the Japanese stock market's incredible late 1980s rally, according to this analyst who projects Bitcoin soaring to $760,000 per biddy. In fact, he even shares his timeline. I'm going to break it down for you right here. Popular crypto analyst thinks Bitcoin's currently mirroring the Japanese stock market's giant rally about 4 decades ago. 40 years, yo. Synonymous analyst TechDev shares charts with his 500,000 followers on X that compare the Bitcoin performance since 2010 with the performance of the Nikkei 225, a price-weighted index that tracks 225 blue-chip companies trading on the Tokyo Stock Exchange between the years 1950 and 2000. TechDev's charts, which you can see here, suggest Bitcoin can crack 760,000 per biddy sometime between 2028 and 2029, yo, before witnessing a multi-year bear market. In fact, here are the charts pulled up here. You can see them ripping. This is according to the logarithmic growth curve. So this is the log model. And he also posted this chart here, which is also comparing Bitcoin again to this Japanese stock index. And if, again, we can potentially hit $760,000 if everything plays out accordingly. But nonetheless, the top-ranked crypto asset by market cap is currently correcting. The analyst also shares a chart that has a line for the Bitcoin price and a line that pits the Chinese. Oh, this is the Chinese 10-year bonds here that we're looking at on the second chart. CN 10-year against the M2SL, the seasonally adjusted measure of the money supply of the United States. So based on this chart, you can see on your screen, he appears to suggest an expansion in the CN 10-year against the M2SL would trigger big Bitcoin rallies, again, the Chinese 10-year. Now, last month, TechDev noted in a newsletter he was optimistic about the recent downturn of the crypto market, quoting him here from the newsletter. Obviously, there is extreme fear in the market. The last 2 weeks were filled with told you so comments from doomer bears on a retest of 48,000 levels they previously said would never be reached. The last time they were doom posting at 25 Gs. Exactly what I like to see. The fact that it came at a time when the global macro conditions are pointing up makes it nothing more than 2 weeks of loud noise to me, more like the last 6 months. It is usually the case in all the speculative markets, but the last 2 years have reflected this more than any other time of the crypto market. It doesn't move up until X is scared. Absolutely shitless. That was the case at 15,000 after the FTX crash, at 20,000 after the regional banks were failing, and at 38,000 after the brutal post-ETF wick. And now, deja vu, family. He also says, what y'all also recall is how much sentiment can whiplash in a couple of weeks, expecting it again. All the while, the global cycle continues to point higher. So there you have it, yo. What are your thoughts on this bullish $760,000 chart projection as we continue soaring post-halving 2024? And again, he gives us the targets by the time of the next halving, 2028, 2029. We can anticipate Bitcoin cracking some of those levels. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the crypto analyst. And welcome everyone to the Q&A segment of the live stream. I see we got over 700 people here with us right now. This is your opportunity to share comments, ask questions, and you could interact on the chat in the YouTube direct link, cryptonewsalerts.net. The chat stream is coming from the tube. Also, you can chat now directly on X. I'm going to show you how to do it in case you don't know. So when you go to X, you're going to notice the stream pinned at the top of my profile. All you do is click on it. It looks like that. And then at the very bottom, it's hard to see, but it says live chat. So you can now chat on X. So you click the live chat. There's usually a bit of a delay for a few seconds, and then the chat will appear. I'm going to be interacting with you guys on X as well as on YouTube. So you can comment on X or comment on the YouTube. And either way, I got you. But like I said, there's a bit of a delay for the comments to appear on the X. So like Andrew Tate said, people are ignorant. They buy at the high when they need to be buying when it's at the low. Shout out Andrew and Tristan Tate, 100%. Most people buy at the high of the last cycle. They remain down until the new all-time high. You're right. People love to buy when it's at an all-time high. Ironically enough, it's human psychology. 225,000 end of the year, 500 to 750,000 cycle peak. 2025 predicts the Oracle. And if, like Max says, the dollar is going to belly up, they will see much higher. That's right. I covered in yesterday's pod, Max Kaiser prediction is that the dollar crashes within 6 months. He doesn't specify his definition of the dollar crashing, but we can all Use our imaginations. And of course, if the dollar does crash, it's going to make Bitcoin that much more stronger. We could see hyperinflation with the US dollar purchasing power get smacked even worse than it currently is. You know what I mean? Meaning you can buy less for every dollar you have. And then Bitcoin will have the opposite effect. Bitcoin's purchasing power mathematically guaranteed to increase your purchasing power, right? Hence, it's the greatest savings to ever exist. Hence why everyone here should be stacking the biddies. I'm okay with 760,000. No complaints here. Yeah, I dig it. Personally, I think we can go higher. I think 1 million by 2029 is my prediction. I've been sharing virtually every stream. However, I mean, that's ballpark. I'll take 760,000. I'll take it. You know what I mean? I think we'll be at least 1 million after 2 cycles in 2035, says Toasty Toast. But the U.S. government will seize Bitcoin from the ETFs, Coinbase, and Binance to convert to cash as fiat crashes. Holla to my cousin, Nick Gertz. Shout out, Nick. And I agree. And I'm glad you brought that up, Toasty Toast. Most people have so much trust in their U.S. government. Oh, they would never do that. They can't get away with it. No, they would know. I agree. I think Max is right. I think the U.S. government will absolutely confiscate the Bitcoin BTC. Like, to me, it's not even a question. It's like common sense. When is the $1 million question? I don't know when. Maybe they're going to keep accumulating and try to get 5-10 million Bitcoin on their balance sheet. And then, Democratic Party, hypothetically, if they're in power, they send the letter to the freaking Coinbase CEO. This is just hypothetically how it can play out. Brian Armstrong, in the name of, what did they say? In the name of, I forget the terminology, but in the name of national security, something like that, we need to seize all the Bitcoin in the possession. And Coinbase already have the majority of the Bitcoin because they're the custodian for BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager. Most of the other asset managers, minus Fidelity, I think the only major asset manager doing the self-custody thing. But they can just steal everyone's Bitcoin just like that. In fact, what just happened to Binance, as an example of what can happen in real life, they just seized, allegedly, all the Palestinians' crypto from Binance. And the CEO didn't even question it, just handed over all the crypto to the state of Israel. Crazy. So to think it can't happen is naive. That's just my opinion. But anyways, the dollar is dead. Bitcoin is our only safe space in the safe space crybaby world. The DXY is the nosedive right now. The dollar is crashing as we speak. Bitcoin does the inverse of the dollar. So Bitcoin is ultimately this: the apex predator. And the dollar is womp womp. Yeah, Bitcoin was created so you take your own property. Amen. In the name of love. Preach. But anyways, welcome everyone to the live stream. This is the Q&A segment of the show. Feel free to ask me anything you want. High Priority Network, thank you for the repost. Get the best daily crypto news from Crypto News Alerts. Just reposted you, brother.